Hey folks, welcome to Market Technical Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com for Friday, October 12th, 2007. Well, what a day it was again, guys. And every time we think this market's about to give us a little pullback and a good entry price, up it goes again. And that's what it did today. It roared higher. And there was no doubt. It basically stayed in an upward range all the way from the open, and it just kind of went up and up and up and held that level on the Nasdaq up 25 to 30 all day pretty much. Dow ended up 70 and change here, and it was just a monster of a day. As I said, the Dow was up about 78 points here, which is a little over 0.5%. The Nasdaq was up 33.5, which is 1.2%, and the S&P was up 0.5% as well. The only thing that I do have to object about is the light volume again today. Yesterday on the sell-off, we did 2.2-ish million contracts on the ES, and this is the ES you're looking at right now, and you can see this candle. This is the volume yesterday on the sell-off, and this is the volume today. And yes, you have to respect the bull trend here, guys. The bulls are in charge here, and they proved it again today, and they creamed the shorts again today, and all we can say is we have to respect the bull here. No doubt about it. I personally can't buy indexes up here. I just can't. I'll be a stickler for that. I'll play every individual stock out there. I'll buy this, that, and the other thing, but I cannot buy indexes because I refuse to believe that this market's not going to come back and touch this 20 moving average in the near term here soon. So while you can't really short the market, you just can't go long it either. At least that's my position on it for myself. And I always speak from my personal opinion about what I do. And that's important to remember, guys. This is what I do. I talk from the perspective of how I feel. But in no way should that reflect on what your decisions are, and always talk to your financial advisor about it. But in any case, my point being here is this extension here over the 20 moving average has lasted forever. And finally on Baidu, let me show you Baidu, and I just want to show you. Look at the extension on Baidu, how long that was, and then finally we got that pullback, that huge fall here, and then today it was down, even though it did rally towards the end of the day and go positive. But look, oh look, it touched the 20 moving average. Well, that's what we're looking for here. That's all we're looking for, really. And again, the volume was very heavy again today on Baidu, and it finally bounced off that 20 moving average, and that's what we're looking for on the ES. So before I look to take an index long, and this is again my personal opinion on what I'll look to do, I can't do it until we touch that 20 moving average. I just can't do it. All right? And we're going to go back to the ES here and show the daily here, and this is what we did today. We basically took out whatever we did yesterday, we basically reversed it, and that was it. Now we still have this tail up here. So I'm curious to see if they take this out on Monday or not, this tail. Really, you want to see a break of that high, and on the ES, this is a December contract. You're looking basically for a break of the high there, 1586.75. And then that would show us another move up. Now, as I pointed out yesterday, and let me get my trend tools out, we basically come to the height here of the channel. And looking at the channel right here, you have a basic channel. In fact, let me redraw that to get a little more exact here. And right here, you connect those points, and what my point is here is you have these touches, and this is the channel we've been pointing out to you guys. Notice how we haven't been able to close above that. We touched it yesterday and we sold off. So again, a retouch of that or a break of that high would touch that level again, and we haven't proven that we can break that. So really that hit is almost a shorting opportunity. And as scary as that is to say you could possibly go short there, that's what the past performance has proved here. Every time we hit that, you get a sell-off. And you can see, you can draw the lines right through. Sell-off, sell-off, and they've been getting smaller and smaller, frankly. Because look at this little sell-off today before we bounced. I mean, this one was nice size, this is nice size, this is nice size. We didn't even touch the downside motion here. And I'll show you guys this right here on the channel. Alright. Basically, you got this channel right here. You touched it, then you didn't even touch it. And now it's even smaller. So the question still remains is, we can't get up outside of this channel, but at the same time, we're barely even selling off now. And as I said before, the bulls are in charge, and let that be. You know what? As traders, we can trade this market any which way. Alright, we might not be able to go long indexes, which is fine. No big deal. There's other things to trade. There's small caps roaring, still roaring. There's mid caps roaring. There's individual stocks roaring. And you can play those with little less risk than the market because you just have a better sense of them. You can use technical analysis a little more. The technicals on this are still oversold, although the stochastics yesterday at least got their little down move to push back up. And that's what we've been saying all the way along here, is that from here to here, they were basically flatlining on the top. Now you at least got that little bit push down on the stochastics, and if you really were a stickler looking for an entry, you could have picked it up at least because you had a little down move there. However, as I said, I still can't personally do it. But what's new, This bull run's been amazing. I have to take my cap off to the bulls right here and say congratulations. You have done quite a move off the August 16 lows, and it's very impressive. And yes, we've made a lot of money trading small caps. Absolutely. The small caps continue to roar, but, you know, in all fairness, I want a healthy market. I think everyone wants a healthy market, and a healthy market has small pullbacks, and there's nothing wrong with that. And the only issue with this type of market is that the longer you're unhealthy, then eventually you get sick. And that just goes with the human body or the markets. It's the same general psychology. And the longer they're able to keep this market personally artificially inflated, then once we do sell off, unfortunately, we're going to see another move down like this. That's what I fear. Now, whether or not that happens, when it happens, I don't know. But that's my concern. So the reason why we always say we like healthy pullbacks, you know, 3-4 day pullbacks, then another move up, 3-4 day back pullbacks, that's because it creates a constant healthy market. This doesn't tend to take falls like this. And then that's easier to trade. You know, no one has to worry about getting slaughtered. Alright? Alright, we'll look at the intraday chart, and you guys can see, basically from 8 o'clock right here on PPI data that was market took as to be very, very strong. The PPI news was very well received. We started rallying. And we rallied all the way up to about 1 o'clock here. We stalled off a little bit. Looked like we were getting a little weakness, but then the bulls came right back in here on light volume and saved the market right back here. Then again, the sellers came in here and sold the market again. And we were like, okay, do we have an M pattern? Could this be an M pattern? Because you have a technical M pattern possibly forming here. Even a little M. You have M patterns really all day. I can show you M patterns here in this chart all day. And, you know, yes, they look like they could be forming. Maybe an M pattern right here, or a bigger M that I just made before. Maybe an MA. But no, alas, the bulls were in charge on light volume Friday trading today, and they did not let anyone take this market down, continued to push it up, and look at the short squeeze that happened until close. Everyone was like, okay, maybe we're selling off into the close. Maybe this is happening. And last little bit of the market, last 20 minutes of the market, look at this move. This is an astronomical move. We closed at the highs of the day, and what can you say but tip your cap, guys? Nothing you can say. Respect the trend, and that's all you can do. You know, again, I can't go long indexes. I just can't. You know, my personal preference, I can't risk that because, you know, on the horizon, you know, all we need is China to take a dump of 10%, and who knows, we might have the United States market get hit. Now, again, that might be far-reaching, but I want to protect my downside. The rules of trading are this. If you're a trader, you have to always look at your losses before your gains. That's the most important thing here, guys. Always analyze. When I go into a trade, whether it's a swing trade or a day trade, I always say to myself, first, what is my worst case scenario here? And that's why you can't buy a market up here, because your worst case scenario is you fall all the way down to here. Alright, now if you're using stops and you're good at that, then you fine. You know, use stops because stops save us all from disasters. Alright, I will tell everyone in the world, you gotta use stops. You know, figure out a price, a dollar amount or a percentage you're willing to lose, stick your stop there and just ride it, okay? And worst case, you take that loss. You know, as long as it's, you know, it's not too big a loss to you, no big deal. But you can't look at this market here and say, yeah, I'm going to go long because I could easily fall back down here. If I use a stop, I cut my loss there, and that's fine. But instead, I would say, generally, the chart on this is saying that, yeah, we could have another move up here, but the way history is performing over the last month here, showing this channel, we only have a move up here. So my best case scenario is that we get a move back up this little bit to touch this before we sell again, because that's what's always happened here. And my worst case scenario is we sell off to this line here. Alright, that would be where my stop would be, right below that line. And the risk reward, believe it or not, my loss there is bigger than my gain, as you can see from the amount of distance. So in that situation, you say, okay, no problem. Continue to trade the smaller stocks, continue to trade the swing trade, the mid caps, and make your money there. Leave this alone. When it sets up for a perfect trade, then we go in there. And that's the way it should be. Alright? So again, that's what's going on here. And I'm going to show you the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq, again, was strong today. No doubt about it. Though yesterday the Nasdaq got hit the hardest. And what's interesting here, we basically had a 50% retracement today, upwards of maybe 0.625, or the second Fibonacci number there. And I think it's 0.628 if I'm correct. I can't remember off the top of my head here exactly what it is, but it's somewhere in that range. And you have that fib number, and we're going to continue to monitor that and see if that has any bearings on this point here. Alright, should that hold and we sell off on Monday, maybe that becomes significant. Otherwise, this could be just another pullback here before the bulls take charge again and rally this market. As day trading goes, another crazy day. It was a little slower today, as Fridays usually are, but you still had moves. You still had stocks taking off to the upside, these little stocks. That is just unbelievable. IFON. All right, we had talked about this multiple times in the chat room for the last 2 weeks about how this channel was just so beautiful. Look at this channel here on this stock. All right, and we talked about how this channel was, and it started to hit the top and looked like it was going to break out. Look here and here, it tried and couldn't do it. And all of a sudden, boom, today. It went up from anywhere from really up to $3.80 from basically $2.30. That's a huge gain. All right? And another stock that was interesting was GIGA, another small stock. Look at these moves. And this is such a beautiful base, guys. Light volume, just no one really paying attention. All right? We saw a little action on Thursday, and that was the indication. If you look at the volume here, you can't really see it because the volume today was so big, but the volume here was 50,000 shares as opposed to the day before was 3,000. So this was a definite indicator, and you have to pay attention to volume when you're looking at swing trading these smaller stocks because that's the indicator there. You see it closed at the high of the day here on about 10 times normal to 20 times normal, the daily prior daily volume, and then look what